Hello, my friends on YouTube and LinkedIn. I am working on getting us live over in my Facebook group. There we go. Got to get all the tech connected. Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. You guys know how I like to do things around here. I like to hit multiple destinations at one time. If I'm going to go live, I'm going to get it all done at once. On my laptop here using StreamYard, I've got YouTube, LinkedIn, and my free Facebook group. YouTubers, hit the subscribe button, please. LinkedIners, yes, that's a word. Hit the bell next to my name so that we can stay connected and reach out for a coffee chat if you're interested in doing that. I'd love to meet you. Today, I am so excited because this is another interview in our Entrepreneurial Inspiration series. Today is my student and my friend, Krista Hustead, and I don't think I pronounced your last name correctly, Krista. Please forgive me. I love this series, you guys, because one of my goals for you is to help normalize the conversation around being an online entrepreneur, the realities of it, the ups and downs of it. Yes, everybody's posting about their wins on social media, but they're not talking about the monsters under the bed, like we talked about this morning in the small business owners community call. What are the monsters under your bed? Imposter syndrome, mindset stuff. Am I making the right decisions? Is this going to work out? And so that's where we normalize the conversation around. There's a lot of gifts with being an online entrepreneur, but there's a lot of things that are really hard. And this series gives us a great dose of inspiration, which we need almost every single day. But just in case we have never met before, I want to introduce myself to you. I am Tracy Beavers. I'm an award-winning business and sales coach with over 20 years of experience in marketing, sales, and business growth. And about 7 years ago, I became completely fed up with my corporate career and I hatched a plan to fully exit. And I share that with you as inspiration for you. If you are sitting in a cubicle at a job that feels like a jacket that is 2 sizes too small and you want to do something else, or maybe you have already left corporate and you are building in the online space, I want to share with you that in my second full year of focusing on this business, I busted through the 6-figure ceiling and I haven't looked back. You can do this, my friends. If I can do it, you can do it. You can build an over six-figure business a year, just like I have. I teach all organic visibility and list growth strategies, and I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you to get visible and grow your email list so you can get to that consistent monthly income that we all really, really want. And if you're looking for a coach or a great group coaching program, I have both available. DM me or email me. I can give you the information about it. And if you just want to try me on for size, book a 45-minute one-to-one session with me. It's a great way for us to knock out a couple of things you've got on your mind. You can see what my coaching style looks like before you make a bigger investment. As we go through this series, if you have a question for Krista or you have a question for me, pop them into the comments. We're going to check those at the end. And if you're watching on replay, welcome. We love having you here. And if you have a question or a comment, tag us, DM, email. We will get in and we will swoop in and answer the question for you. All right. I want to introduce my student and my friend, Krista. She is an accredited, did y'all hear that? Accredited, certified, legit online business manager. And she is passionate about helping entrepreneurs just like us with their processes, their people, their launches, so that we can effortlessly grow into a mid 6 to 7 figure a year business. She loves to put your thoughts into action, help you gain clarity on your business direction, and keep you accountable to your business goals. I asked her before we started the recording if that means she would be the boss of me, and she said, pretty much. And I thought that was really cool because I would like to have a boss sometimes, just not go work for a boss. And I love to share a few fun facts about our guests. And if you've been getting my emails all week, you've heard this and it blew my mind. Guess where Krista worked before she became an online entrepreneur? Just guess. Anybody got a guess? Put it in the comments. Y'all, she worked at NASA. Yeah, NASA, as a chemist testing rocket motors. Okay, no big deal with that. No stress with that, right, Krista?
Right.
And I'm over here thinking when I read that, I thought, okay, if Krista can test rocket motors, things that are actually going to go up into space, what do you think she could do for your business? I mean, pardon the pun, but she could shoot your income right to the moon. That was a good one, wasn't it? Krista's tired of my rocket analogies. Welcome in, my friend. Is there anything you want to add? Do you want to first, anything you want to add to that? But then also, let's dive into the OBM thing for just a sec. Because I would like for you to break that down. I listened to one of your live videos the other day where you were doing a compare and contrast between an OBM and a VA. And it was very enlightening for me. So tell us who you are, what you do, who you serve, and the big differences. Like, why do people need an online business manager?
Yeah, so I'm Krista Hustead. That's how you pronounce my last name. I blame my husband for it. So it's totally fine if you mispronounce it. I am your go-to online business manager, and I love working with ambitious female entrepreneurs. So think of me as like your business bestie who's working in your business to help you manage everybody in your business, all of your processes, your launches, so that you can kind of take that mental load off of your plate of what's happening every day in your business. Give that to me, and then you can just focus on, getting back on track to doing what you really love and what truly grows your business.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I was talking about, in my live video about an online business manager versus a VA, the main difference is an online business manager is managing all of the things. So we have that bird's eye view versus a
Mhm.
VA who's working in the weeds, and they're
Mhm.
really just focused on the tasks that they're doing right then. They're not really seeing the bigger picture
Mhm.
of the business. So that's kind of why an online business manager is so important
Yeah.
in a business as it grows,
Mhm.
because your mental capacity can only go so far. So as your
Yeah.
business is growing and you get more on your plate, you may need to offload some of that, and an online business manager can come
Mhm.
in and take that off your plate.
Yeah, I had that feeling this summer, and I know I shared this with our alumni mastermind group, that I feel like in the next year, I am going to need to fully step into the role of CEO. And what that really means is, like you're saying, what are the things that Tracy needs and has to do for the business? This is one of those things. These live interviews, my podcast, networking. What are the things that nobody else can do for me? And if I'm, like you're saying, if I'm worried about social media content getting created or emails going out or all the bits and pieces I need for the next launch, then I'm exhausting myself and I'm not as present and able to fully do those front-facing, front of house things that I really need to be doing. Is
Right.
that kind of accurate?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, when we start our businesses, we're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do all the things," because you're so excited. And then you're like, "Oh, whoa, I'm a little burnt out. I'm not sure I can handle all the things." So you bring someone on your team to help you out, but you forget that even having somebody on your team, you still have to manage them. You
Yes.
still have to give them work to do. You
Yep.
still have It's a different type of mental load you're giving yourself. So,
Mhm.
yeah, at some point you do need to be the full on CEO of your business,
Mhm.
and I like to think of myself kind of as a fractional COO as well, where I'm managing all of the operations in the business,
Mhm.
because the CEO doesn't have time for that. You need to be focused on what's going to move the needle in your business, continue to help it to grow. And like you said, the main things that only you as the business owner can do.
Mhm. Yeah, love that. Who works with you best? Like, who excels hiring an OBM? Is there a certain income level? Is there a certain team level? Give us an idea of who really is ready for something like this.
Yeah, so people who are generally ready are the people who are about mid six figures,
Okay.
and are wanting to continue to grow, because they've reached that point where they have a strong strategy for growth. They know what
Mhm.
they're doing in their business, they know their
Mhm.
niche, and they're settled into business. So they've probably been in business, 3 to 5 years
Okay.
at least, and maybe
Mhm.
even longer, because they've been a little bit slower to grow.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are the main people that are ready for an online business manager. Generally, they may have a VA on their team. They might not have more than that, though, because some
Okay.
people are so good at growing with just one person on their team
Yeah.
that they reach that and are ready for more with just one VA. But they could also have like a
Mhm.
team of 10, because I've also managed that many people. And the nice thing about an OBM is that we come into your business and we're like, oh, okay, these are all the tasks that you have going on in your business. Maybe
Mhm.
we do need to bring somebody else into the team besides your one VA, or your social media manager or something. And they
Okay.
can assess all of those tasks and be like, this is who we should hire next. and I'm going to do that process for you. You don't even need to be involved until the very
Nice.
end, where you can be like, do the selection process. I'll give you my top 3 people, do
Nice.
all of that process of finding them, interviewing them initially, making sure they can do what we want them to do and are a good fit for your business versus,
Mhm.
maybe personality wise, it doesn't quite fit, or
Yeah.
we already have somebody on the team who knows how to do those things.
Mhm.
So that's the really nice thing about bringing an OBM on. So I wouldn't wait too long to bring them on, but you do need to have that solid strategy and that solid niche of what you're doing in your business.
Love that. Okay, before we dive into the entrepreneurial inspiration part of this, I do think I want to know, so I know the audience wants to know too. Tell us a success story, a case study of somebody that came to you who was at this level of income and they wanted to get to this level of income, and working with you, like what did that look like and how did you get them there?
So I had one of my clients come to me, and I honestly tried to turn her away at the time. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm the right fit for you, because we had been friends for quite a while.
Mhm.
But she came to me and she's like, I really want to launch this product.
Mhm.
And her business is not product based. It's more in real estate. She works in multifamily syndications. But we looked at what we could launch for her business, and
Yep.
she came up with some ideas, and we kind of went through that whole strategy and we launched it, and it was successful. It was crazy because it was kind of a little bit different than what she's done before,
Mhm.
but it was still a success because it was still in that realm of finances, still in that realm of growing.
Mhm.
And I loved working with her because she gave me kind of free reign. I, I you know,
That's
I
fun.
I
That's
like
nice.
to have free reign in my
Yeah.
clients' businesses, because I don't want them to be so, you know, micromanaging things, because that, again, like, the mental load on them is just so much already. So
Mhm.
she gave me a due date of when
Yeah.
she wanted to launch. She gave
Yeah.
me the title of the product, and I mapped the rest of it out, and we got the
Nice.
team involved, and she really didn't have to be involved that much, but it was just a really big success for us to be able to get that product out there so that she could get a little bit more passive income
Mhm.
coming into her business through a digital course, which was really exciting.
That is exciting, and I apologize, I was looking down at my phone because on my laptop, I've got Facebook open, and it looks like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on the struggle bus, and I was like, "Are we
Uh-oh.
really live in the group?" So I had to just double check that for a sec. Okay,
No worries.
let's dive into the inspiration part of this, where everybody gets to kinda hear your story. What motivated you to leave NASA and start an online business? And what the heck did your family say when you said you were gonna do this? Because that's a big change.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So I am actually a military spouse, which means we move a lot. So when I married my husband, I had to quit that job, and we
Mhm,
moved for the very first time. And it came with a lot of challenges. I was trying to
mhm.
find another job in chemistry, because that's what I did. And
Yeah.
that's what I went to school for. And that's what I had known. But we moved 4 times in 4 years.
Oh my
So
gosh.
every time we moved, I lost my benefits. I lost my job security,
Yeah.
and I just needed really something that was more flexible, that could
Mhm,
fit my lifestyle and my husband's unpredictable schedule. He works shift work. So I decided to create a business,
mhm.
and that could move with me. I wouldn't
Yeah.
lose my clients wherever I went. Even if I went overseas, I'd still have my clients.
Mhm.
My family overall, my husband was so supportive. He was like, "You can do whatever you want to do." And I'm like, "You're amazing. Thank you."
I think that is
Some
amazing.
of my family members were like, "What are you doing?" Because they didn't know online business,
Yeah.
but they saw how passionate I was. So
Yeah.
they really have backed me up all of the way. I've been lucky in that
Yeah.
regard, because they've really helped me feel like, what I'm doing is important. So knowing that I had their support, it made that plunge a little bit easier. And then I just
Mhm.
started telling people what I do, and I got
Yeah.
clients like immediately. It was really meant to be for me, and I'm really
Aw.
grateful because now I can spend time with my kids at home. If my husband doesn't have the weekends off, he has like a weekday off,
Mhm.
I could take that day off. And it's been huge in my life.
Mhm.
Like, I honestly say that my business is my hobby almost, because I really don't have any other hobbies outside of this, because I
I
love
don't
doing
either.
it so much.
I
So,
don't
yeah.
either. I'm the same way. People ask what are my hobbies, and I'm like, um,
Uh,
I love my business and I work on that. I'm even in, this is so funny. My mother just can't even believe this is true. I'm even in a book club. And
Okay.
thank God they don't expect me to read the books. They know that I'm just going to show up and drink wine and chat, and they're totally okay
Yeah.
with it. I'll get back to reading books, later. But right now I've got a business to build.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think my family knows what I do either. Like I still have family members that at Christmas will go, "So, are you working? Like what?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh God, really? Okay." Anyway, yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
totally with you on that. So tell us, because we all face challenges when we're building a business, especially in the online space. What was a big challenge for you that you faced, and how did you get through it? What did you do to navigate it?
So I think the biggest challenge I faced was kind of that imposter syndrome. That's huge buzzword in the online space, right?
Yeah,
Because I wanted to believe in myself and my ability to make a real impact in other
yeah.
people's businesses, but
Mhm.
it's really tough to put yourself out there. So to
Tell me
overcome
about it.
this, yeah, to overcome this, I really doubled down on my learning and my growth. I
Mhm.
invested in myself. And that was one of the best things I did. So I took that accreditation course as an online business manager. I started surrounding myself with really uplifting people who believe in lifting each other up, and then I stayed
Mhm.
focused on my goals. And that's really what made the biggest difference in the imposter syndrome. And I can't say it doesn't come back sometimes, but when
Mhm.
it does, like I have this entourage of things that can just surround it and take it away because I have that supportive community.
Yeah.
And I am constantly learning to keep me motivated and confident in
Mhm.
what I am doing. And it's interesting because as I have more conversations, I've been in business for 5 years now.
Yeah.
As I have more conversations with people, I'm like, oh, I really do know my stuff. Like, I didn't realize that I knew all of this, but I do. So
Yes.
it's just kind of exciting, like as you go along, that
Mhm.
yeah, you're not going to know everything. Tech is going to change, online world's going to change, but you can pivot with it and you can find that confidence in what you do.
Yeah. I what I love about what you said was that imposter syndrome really never goes away, and I want everybody to hear that because I think we think it does. I think we think, okay, it's Thursday, and I conquered it today, and I'm good. And then Monday morning, on Thursday it showed up wearing a red dress. Monday morning it's going to show up wearing a green dress, and it's going to bring its twin sister perfectionism with it, and they're going to sit on your couch and take over your Netflix account and eat your snacks. And then you're like, what the heck do I do? So I love that you said that it does when it comes back, it's not as bad because you have things in place that help you overcome it again and remind yourself and surrounding yourself with people that are doing the same thing you are and that are in community with you. I think that's super important for
Yeah, I
sure.
really love that.
Yeah,
And I love your analogy. They're eating your snacks.
they are
Don't
eating.
let it eat your snacks.
They
Those are
are.
yours.
I know. They're in your pantry. They've brought
Yeah.
in all their baggage. I mean, can you just picture it? Perfectionism
Yeah.
and imposter
Oh, yeah.
syndrome walking into your house with all their luggage because they want to stay for a while. And you're like,
Mhm.
oh, crap.
Yeah.
Got to get them out.
They do not need to stay. You can kick them out. It's okay. You can be the mean person, you know?
Exactly. You can tell them to hit the road.
Yeah.
So, was there anything that you wish you'd known before you started this online thing? Because I got a laundry list.
Oh, yeah. I think the thing I wish I had known earlier was that even though I'm an online service provider, I can still delegate. So I tell my clients to
Mhm.
delegate all the time.
Yeah.
But I can delegate too. I can hire somebody on my team. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
business you have. If it's online, you can hire somebody.
Yes.
So I was trying to do everything myself. I was
Oh,
wearing the 100 hats all at once. And
yeah.
if I could go back, I think I'd tell myself just to delegate sooner and
Mhm.
focus on what I do best because there are some things in my business that only I can do, like
Right.
working directly with my clients.
Mhm.
But I have things that I do for my own business as well. Like I have social media, I have emails going out, I have all of that
Yep.
visibility content. And when I delegate part of that out, I don't have to delegate all of it. You can keep what you love. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how much smoother things really run
Mhm.
when you trust others to handle parts of the business. They really bring those
Mhm.
fresh ideas, which is really fun, and
Mhm.
different skills to the table because I am
Mhm.
not skilled at everything. Like you said, I worked on rocket motors for NASA. So honestly, my skills are more analytical. I am not creative at all. So graphics and stuff
Yeah.
take me hours. It is ridiculous. And when I just delegate that out,
Yeah.
it makes everything better. I feel so much better about my life when I do that.
Yeah, it's that mental load that we're talking about. That's what is amazing to me. Like, I always tell my students and clients to hire somebody before you can truly afford it. And when
Yeah.
I hired Jill about 3 years ago, I think she gets sick of me telling this story, but I was scared because on paper, I could afford it, but it was scary. And I also didn't want to get 6 months down the road and we're both loving working together. But then I get into a situation where times are tight and I'm like, I'm sorry, that kind of thing. So there was
Right.
that. But I'll tell you, the minute that she came on board and started taking things off my plate, that mental load that you're talking about, that was unbelievable. That feeling of, oh, I don't have to create those graphics. I don't have, oh, she's got that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And then I'm over here going, all right, I can really dive deep into the stuff that I need to be doing. So yeah, I want everybody to hear that point that you really, it's the mental capacity and the energy that's going to get freed up along with your time that's really going to help skyrocket your business. So is there anything that just completely shocked the crap out of you along this journey in building your business, like a massive surprise or anything?
Honestly, it was how much fun it is. So,
Nice.
you think of work and you're like, work, right?
Right.
And
Uh-huh.
that's in the corporate world, honestly, that's how
Yeah.
you feel sometimes. You have to show up. You have
Yeah.
to go every
Yeah.
day. And I had to drive about an hour away from where I was living to
Yeah.
go test those rocket motors for NASA. And like, yeah, commutes are fun, but they
Oh,
get tiring. So
I get old in a hurry,
it
especially if
was
there's
just
traffic.
yeah, it was just so fun to start my online business and to start connecting with people from all over the world. Like,
Yeah.
it's really been fun. I've worked with people who live in Jordan, who live in the
Uh-huh.
Philippines, who live in India, like
Yeah.
all over the world and all over the US. And the online business really is a community of amazing, supportive people. And I'm an
Mhm.
introvert. So, that really surprised me that I was like, oh, this is fun to connect with other people because
You're like,
I
"Wait a
like
minute."
have my little close circle. And I'm like, I'm not
Right.
going outside of that. But I was like, oh, you know what? Like people are willing to share, they're willing to
Yeah,
collaborate. And
they
it's
really
made
are.
this journey so much more enjoyable and rewarding overall.
Mhm. They really are. There are some communities that are less supportive than others. Those are the ones
Right.
I exit
Right.
quickly. But I
Yes.
have been able to find some super supportive communities. And you're so right. It makes it more fun. And I'm a massive extrovert, as you know, I could talk to a brick wall. But I enjoy the global aspect of it too, because I get to hear other people's cool accents. People think I have an accent here in the South. I don't think I do. But then I get to hear, so I was working, my copywriter that I worked with for a long time, she's over in the UK, she's British. And I learned some of the most hilarious British words and spellings and sayings. And it was just a treat, it really was. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really fun to connect with everybody and
Mhm.
kinda see their vision too for what they're doing in their businesses
Yeah.
and things like that, and as an online business manager, I really get to work closely with all of the team members on the teams.
Mhm.
So I do, like, one-on-one interviews with them and ask them their goals and what they're working towards, and I get to know what they're doing in their lives, like, someone was building a house in the UK, and I'm like, "Wow, how is that even a thing?"
Yeah.
And, like, the differences between different cultures, like,
Mhm.
it's really, really intriguing. So that was
Yeah.
the biggest surprise for me was honestly how much fun it is.
I think that's great. What is on the horizon for your business in the next 3 to 6 months? What are you excited about?
So I do have some exciting plans coming up. I am planning on launching a membership program. I've never actually launched this before because I do work on with my clients one-on-one.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to find a way to help more entrepreneurs with the tech side of things and finding and hiring their first or their 50th team member. Because I've learned as online entrepreneurs, a lot of us do not come from HR. We've
Right.
never hired people in our businesses. And then even
Mhm.
if you have, it's a different process than
Yeah.
it was when you're in the corporate world. So
Yeah.
I'm really going to cover everything from like streamlining your operations to getting the right people on your team. And it's going to be a really fantastic way to give entrepreneurs the support that they need to take their
Nice.
business to the next level without working with me one on one.
I love that. I think you're gonna be able to reach so many more people doing that structure. And, like you mentioned, maybe people who aren't ready to hire you one-to-one and they just need to get started. I think that's great. Krista, when do you plan to get that created and launched?
So I'm hoping to launch that in November. We will see what happens because I do have some big things happening in my clients' businesses too. So I'm,
Uh-huh.
trying to juggle all the things, but
Yeah.
that is my hope that it will launch in November.
Nice. Let's chat for a second about how we met. You were a
Mhm.
student in the last round of Business Visibility Made Easy, my 8-week group coaching program where I teach all of my visibility and list growth strategies. And now you're an alum in our alumni mastermind. Can you remember? I'd love for you to share what made you want to join Business Visibility Made Easy. What stood out about the program above all the other ones you could have chosen?
So honestly, every year I look for a solid program to invest in because I am determined to help myself improve every year.
Mhm.
And BVME just hit me at the right time. I was really deep in the trenches looking for a marketing course specifically because that's one area that I really wanted to improve on.
Mhm.
And I wanted it to be more than just fluff and pretty slides.
Yeah.
But so I tuned in to your webinar, Tracy, and I wasn't even planning on joining it. I just joined the
Uh-huh.
webinar and I
Yeah.
had one of those light bulb moments and I was like, you know what? When you feel like someone's actually speaking your language and gets what you need, like that's what it felt like. And Tracy, you laid
Nice.
out your plan and it just clicked in my head. And I bought during the webinar. I do not do that. I am more analytical. Like I really
I
have to
love it.
think and focus. And I'm like, no, you're always going to sleep on it before you do something big, right?
Right,
No,
right.
I bought during your webinar
I
because
remember that.
yeah, I just had this gut feeling that you would really deliver on your
Aw,
promises and you
thanks.
totally have. So
Yeah.
BVME, it's not just another course to me. It's been huge in helping me up my marketing game and
Mhm.
my visibility. And I'm an introvert, like I said. So, Tracy with her extrovertness has really helped me like, okay, I can get out of myself. I don't need to be in my head so much. It's
Yeah.
okay to network, like all of that. So it was huge for me because I've joined quite a few programs, and I would
Yes.
say, honestly, the support you get in this program is the best that I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you. That means so much to me. And I love that you were in it, and I love that you're an introvert and I'm an extrovert, and I am so proud of everything that you have done in the past few months to really get yourself out there and get visible. Um, it, Talking to somebody who is needing visibility and list growth, but they're really scared to spend more money because they've spent a lot of money on a lot of programs that didn't help them at all. What would you say to them?
I get it. Like,
Me too.
it's really frustrating to throw money at courses and then feel like you're walking away with more questions than answers.
Yep, it is.
But the thing about your program is that it's not just the same old stuff repackaged with a fancy bow. And with most courses, okay, this is so bad, but I honestly know about 3/4 to half of what they cover.
Mhm.
Your course, I did not. It was like a fresh,
Awesome.
new insights, like just I had so many actionable insights, and your marketing and visibility strategies are so straightforward. They're super
Nice.
easy to implement, and you get the full support from you and Jill, of course, because she's there every step of the way.
Yeah.
So this course really isn't just a theory, it's practical, it's effective, and it really will change the way that you approach your business and you make it easy to do. So if you're
Oh,
really serious about joining, I would say join 100%. Like I said, I've
love it.
joined so many courses in my day. I know most of the content that they're giving out. And
Mhm.
I kind of sometimes just join to be like, oh, I wonder what new insight I can gain here. What
Right.
little one golden nugget can I get with your course? I got so many golden nuggets.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I thank you that from the bottom of my heart. That's amazing. You guys, Jill is going to pop the link to get on the wait list for Business Visibility Made Easy into the comments for you. YouTubers, it's going to be in the show notes. If you're listening on the podcast, this is probably somewhere in late 2024, and the doors will open again in spring of 2025, but the information will be in the show notes to get on the wait list as well. Krista, you brought a freebie for everybody, and I'm really excited about it. And Jill's going to pop the link to it into the comments for everybody to grab. I grabbed it last week and I took a look at it and I was like, this is really good. And you also have a free Facebook group. Jill's going to share the link for that. Tell us about the freebie that you have for everybody.
So the freebie I have is 30 plus ways an online business manager can help you in your business. Online business manager sometimes is like this word that we don't really know what it means.
Exactly.
So I want to make this so simply for people to understand of like just a checklist, honestly, of things an OBM can do in your business. So these 30 ways will walk you through 30 plus ways. And there's more. Honestly, I could add more in, but I was like, I don't want to make it too overwhelming. So it's just 30 plus ways. And
That's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot of different ways that an OBM can help you in your business. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out as well, because I don't want you to be confused about who to bring on your team next, about where you're at. So yeah, hit me up about online business managers. I'll tell you everything. I'm an open book.
It. And your free Facebook group, we're going to pop the link for that. Also, tell me the name of it. Savvy
Online Business Builders. Yeah,
right.
Savvy Online Business Builders. It's my community for basically like, we don't have coworkers we're working with. And I wanted to create that virtually because I kind of miss that about the corporate world, having those coworkers working with you, getting to know them and their lives, let alone like what they're working on. So feel free to come in, join us. It's a fun place to just kind of chat, and you can ask me questions as well, or the other members in there, they're willing to help out, and we can just have a good time and be, an online community, lift each other up, which is really what it's all about.
It is.
And hopefully learn some new things about, online business managing and maybe even hiring, because that's a little bit scary for a lot of people.
It really is. Okay, you guys have to grab the freebie and you need to join Krista's group for sure. I've got some exciting news I want to share really quick before we wrap up. I have been wanting to create a quiz about organic list growth strategies, and it's finally here. I feel like I've given birth. It's called Unlock Your Secret to Stand Out and Become Unforgettable Online. And I'm so excited about it. So if you guys are tired of feeling invisible and you want to know the one secret you need for your particular business model to stand out, I want you to go to tracybeavers.com/quiz. Takes about 2 minutes. You'll get your results in your inbox. Then I want you to DM me or email me and tell me what result you got, because I can't wait to hear about it. Krista, thank you so much for being with us. I checked the comments and the chat, and I didn't see any questions that were coming in. Is there anything you want to share real quick before we say goodbye?
Yeah, sure. I would just share that being an entrepreneur, you don't have to be alone. You can have team members on your team who lift you up, who give you new ideas, who help you out. And that's really what, being a business owner is all about, finding ways to help other people improve their lives. And the team members, the people that you bring in with you, they can help you get there.
I love that. That's amazing. And it's the truth. I will have a bad day and I will Voxer Jill and I'll be like, okay, I'm done. I'm getting my resume out. I'm dusting it off and I'm going to go get a job. And she just laughs. She just Voxers me back and goes, okay, sure. Go walk the dog. You'll feel better. And we'll start over tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, dang it. But it's the truth. You've got to have people around you that, will understand when you're just having a crap day, and they'll pick you back up and make you laugh and boss you around and all that stuff that Jill does for me, which is amazing.
Yeah. And it's great. And you love it. The tough love. You love it.
I do. I love her. She's the best. All right, my friends, I want you to be here live with me every Thursday at 11:30 Central. I'm going to put on my bossy pants. I want you to set it, a phone alarm, for gracious sakes. Put it on your Google Calendar so you don't forget. And the biggest thing I want you to hear, and I say this every single week, and Krista and I have talked about it several times, don't try to do this by yourself. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. There's doubts, there's imposter syndrome, there's perfectionism that want to show up and sit on your couch and eat your snacks. And we can't have that. Some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days nobody can remember your name, and you end up feeling alone, but you're not. Get into a community of support. My free Facebook group, Krista's free Facebook group. Surround yourself with people that are doing what you're doing and understand how you're feeling. I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend. And remember, when one of us rises, we all rise. So that is why we have got to keep cheering each other on. Krista, thank you again. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, thanks.
You're so welcome. All right, my friends. I will talk to you next week.